brick walls in genealogy research are the worst. I've recently run into someone who said, hey, I've been working on a genealogy brick wall for 2 years. And I'm like, sweetie, that's nothing. My grandmother was a brick wall for 92 years, and my husband solved it right here in this video. And you can find a link to that video in the description. So genealogy brick walls are things that have most genealogists banging their heads against the wall, and they're not for the faint of heart. So today we're going to talk about genealogy brick walls, and I would really like to know, what genealogy brick walls are you working on, and how long have you been working on them? Now, if this is your first time here on Family History Fanatics, let me say welcome. We have a free offer for anyone who wants to tackle brick walls in their genealogy research. Go to the link in the description and pick up your copy of our free brick wall busting guide. So let's make sure we define some terms a little bit. What are genealogy brick walls? On the website Kindred Past, they say a brick wall is a problem that you have been working on for a long time with little success. I like the definition from my friend's Legacy Tree genealogist. They say brick walls often refer to tough genealogy research problems, apparent dead ends that after many hours of searching still yields no answers. Now, if you want to learn more about Kindred Past and Legacy Tree genealogists, be sure you look at the show notes that will be in the description box as well. Most of our show notes are going to be over on our blog, so be sure to get very familiar with our blog and all of the content over there. And I really like this article over on Family Tree Maker, written by David A. Friel. He had a number of ways to help us define what a genealogy brick wall is. So in this video, let's talk a little bit about theory, and then I'll show you the introduction to the brick wall series about John Townley and how I chipped away at it methodically. Well, first, you have to exhaust all records online. And some of the things I've discovered is the longer I've researched online, the more records are coming online. So you really have to exhaust all of the research, the records that are online, and they're not just on Ancestry and Family Search. There are a lot of places. Next, you need to explore all records that are available to the public. Now, sometimes your brick walls are in record collections that are not available to the public. That could be Catholic Church records that are not open to the public. It could be census records that have not been yet made available to the public. This Canadian census record is going to be coming out within the next few years, as well as the 1951 U.S. Census record. So you have to explore all of the publicly accessible records before you can say it's a brick wall. You also want to make sure you have researched maiden names. If you have resolved what is the maiden name of Eveline Townley, she is in my brick wall, then you know that you're hitting a difficult problem when you have found what the maiden name is. Otherwise, you got to keep working at it. Sometimes your brick wall is caused because the records you need were damaged or destroyed. A number of records were destroyed because of the courthouse burning down, and some of them because people didn't actually take good care of the records that they were custodians of. Now, in the South, a lot of records were destroyed because of the Civil War. So you want to investigate where record losses are found. You'll know you have a genealogy brick wall when the answers you need might be found in records that were never in existence. They were never created. And we've talked about how far back can you reliably climb your family tree, and have learned that not very much past the 1500s. So anybody with a tree in the 900s, AD, probably not an accurate tree. Now, you know you hit a brick wall, according to David, and I really like this, when you're basically using compiled family trees and that's all you have available to you. So you're at a dead end, you're at a brick wall, you may never be able to solve it. So what else do you try to do? Well, if you have researched all of the potential relatives in the same town where your ancestor lived and you still come up short, then maybe, just maybe, you have a genealogy brick wall. And at the top of that tree, it is a dead end and you're not going to be able to get past it. As I tackled the brick wall known as John Townley, I discovered very quickly that brick wall busting is not for the faint of heart, and it really isn't good for beginning genealogists to tackle. However, if you are a beginning genealogist, you can learn a lot by following on this series. The first thing you have to do is make sure that you don't jump to conclusions. After that, you follow some of the tips that I suggest in this video on how to get started. I can't wait to share with you this series of training on how to tackle brick walls and also share with you the application of those tips. Be sure to check out this video for the brick wall busting series. And if you haven't ever explored a Research Over My Shoulder series, then check out this playlist to keep you tied over until the next release.